Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to see how many viewers we have out there that are on our live.
So you don't have any just yet?
Not just yet? Okay. We'll give them a couple of minutes.
Three. Wow.
How come I can't see them?
I know we can't see them.
It's right above where it says back.
Where?
Like a little eye logo.
Hmm?
I'll show you.
Yes. Oh, but I can't see. I need to see the people over here. Yeah, okay. I'm not bossy. I just don't want to be left out. Okay, we have 6 people on.
Oh, Colleen.
Yes, good morning, Colleen.
Tabby. Is Tony on here?
I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hi,
Tony.
Tony.
We have spies watching us today.
Hey,
Yes.
Sheila's back. I think
Mhm.
Sheila's back. Good morning.
Marsha. Yeah. We're going to have a good show today,
Yeah.
so I'm excited.
Marsha Hembry from
Mhm.
way over there. huh?
Yeah. Francis, Phyllis, good morning.
Oh, hi, Phyllis.
There he is.
There
Yeah.
he is.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm surprised Veronica and Jessica aren't on here.
Oh, don't say that.
I know.
Laverne.
Yeah. All our people. So we have 14. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today I welcome you to Thumbs Up Thursday at Authorized Vac and Sew in Fresno, California. And I have drug my Mary in here to do this with
Literally.
us today. So
Good morning.
Yes. So what we're going to be doing is we have a special person here today that is going to talk about our Janome machines. Her, the one that she's going to focus on is the M6, and this is Miriam from Janome. Welcome, Miriam.
Good morning. Good morning.
I am so excited to have you here today. I'm anxious to learn what you have to show us.
Oh boy, am I anxious.
I know,
I'm
yes.
looking forward
We
to
love
this.
the Janome, so whatever more we can learn, we're all for it.
Well, thank you
So
guys so much for having me and letting me be a part of such an exciting event that you guys have going on.
Oh, yeah, we're excited. So I will just turn it over to you and let you begin.
Sounds great. All right, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. We are going to be working on and talking about the Janome Continental M6, which is this beauty right here. She is a sewing only machine with this beautiful lavender color right here in the front, with a little, gives a little splash, a little pop of color, which we all love. I know you probably can tell I'm a big fan of color. We've got all of this color all around. And having that on your machine, I think, is a really fun thing to add to your studio, just to add a little sprinkle of color here and there. And I think you're going to just love this machine because there is so much to cover. So let's just jump right into it. First of all, you're going to get a lot of goodies with this machine. You're going to get 40 different accessories, including your 1/4 inch foot, several different free motion feet, including your ruler work foot, and several different stitch plates. There's also 400 built-in stitches with this machine. So you're going to have so many different options to work with, because not only do you have the 400 that are built in, you also have the ability to manipulate each stitch to make it wider or narrower, longer or shorter. And you'll have basically endless possibilities of different decorative stitches with this. So not only do you have 400 decorative stitches, you have a 9mm machine, which gives you a maximum stitch width of, or any decorative stitch, zigzag, you know, you name it, whatever, of 9mm, with a 5mm maximum stitch length. So that's going to give you a longer stitch and a wider stitch to work with. There's also 5 built-in alphabets. So you have several different fonts to choose from when making quilt labels or the tag of the back of a garment. You name it, you can choose all kinds of fun fonts to work with. There's also, it's a really nice and fast machine. If you're a speed demon, you're going to love this. The maximum stitch speed is 1,300 stitches a minute, which is really nice and fast. But don't worry, if you're not a speed demon, don't freak out, because there is a speed control bar right here in the front. So now you can see I've just touched the machine. It's all lit up now. It was sleeping before. So you've got your little speed bar right here. So when your speed bar is at 1 arrow, it's going to be nice and slow. And then when you've moved and slided over to the right, it's going to be nice and fast at that 1,300 stitches per minute. And then you'll find your happy place wherever that may be within that range, depending on what you're sewing with. And having that control is really beneficial to have, because you don't always want to be sewing 1,300 stitches a minute for decorative stitches or other things. When you're piecing, maybe, but not for everything. So having that speed control is a really nice feature to have. Next, we have a full 7-inch colored touchscreen, which is right here in the front. And you can select whatever you need to select with very simple touch of a button, or using your finger or stylus, whatever you prefer. There's also 9 white LED lights in 4 different locations. We've got 2 different locations right here in the center throat space, and then 2 sets by the needle as well. So as you can see, it's really nice and lit up. You don't need to have any additional lighting with this machine, because it's really going to be nice shadow-free sewing for all this beautiful lighting that we have here. There's also, one of the biggest features about this machine is the size itself. It's a big machine. It has a full 17.81 flatbed metal base. And all of the outside is metal, as well as metal interior. So it's going to be a heavy duty machine. So those are kind of 2 of the biggest features about this machine, is the size of it and its durability. It's got a really powerful motor with a lot of pressure, penetrating pressure to go through that fabric, many layers, thick layers, denim, leather, you name it, you can sew through it with this machine. It's really nice and sturdy, as well as large. So when you're working with those big quilts or larger garments, you have plenty of space to work with. So for an example, I was recently working on this big ball gown, and I had tons and tons of tulle that I was working with, and having this larger throat space was so beneficial. It is 13.7 inches from the right of the needle, so the space right in here. That's going to give you plenty of space to work on those big quilts or those big ball gowns that you may want to work with at some point. And at least for me, I found this so much easier to work with than it would have been with a small little machine. Having that 13.7 inches was so beneficial, and it made sewing that ball gown so much easier and less stress, and physically less stress on your shoulders and everything, because you're not pushing this big old garment through, or big quilt through, this tiny little opening. So it's also 38.4 pounds, which is a little on the heavy side, but don't worry, because it is all metal, so that's why it's a little bit heavier. It does have extra handles on the sides. Not only do you have a handle at the top here, but there's also 2 handles on either side of the machine that help you lift the machine where there's better leverage on it. So it makes it a lot easier to move it around, to take it to a retreat or back into the shop for your yearly maintenance. It's a lot easier to carry that way than it is through the handle up above. There's also an independent bobbin winding motor, which is right over here. So you have 2 different motors here. So you have your main motor, and then you have your independent bobbin winding motor. So you can wind your bobbin while you're sewing if you want to be extra productive and multitask. So you have that option, which is a great option to have. Next, there's a one-touch stitch plate converter, which I will show you when we get closer in. But basically, there's just a touch of the button, you lock your machine, select a button, and your stitch plate is going to come up, and then you can remove it. So you can remove that stitch plate if you want, or you can clean your machine and make it really easy to switch out those stitch plates.
Miriam, we did have a question.
One of our customers want to know if we can add a accurate stitch regulator to this one.
Not on this one, it is not compatible.
Okay.
Yeah. So next we have our dual thread stand on the back here with a telescoping lens. So this can come up and down for storage, or for putting your soft cover on it, or just moving it around so it doesn't break off when you transport it. But it does also have the ability for those large king cones, and 2 of those can fit here on the back. So you do have those dual threads, spool pins, and thread stand. There's also what's called sewing applications on this machine, which is kind of like your manual built into your machine. So not only do you get your actual manual, so that you get a printed manual just like this that's fully colored, you also have your sewing applications. So it's sort of like I mentioned, your instruction manual built into your machine. And for an example, what I mean by that is, let's say we want to do a blind hem, and we can't remember what foot to use, what stitch to use, what settings, all of that good stuff. It's going to tell me what all of those settings are in the machine. So all I would have to do is select blind hem. It's going to ask me, do I want to do woven or stretch? Because there's different stitches depending on the type of fabric that you're working with. I would select the appropriate fabric. It would show me the appropriate foot and the settings and everything that I need to know about that feature right there on my screen. So I don't have to remember that. It's all there for me. So it's one of those examples that your machine is smarter than you are, and you don't need to worry about all of that extra clutter in your head. It's going to remember that all for you. There's also a superior needle threader here on the side, which is a fantastic needle threader that will work just fantastically as long as you use the appropriate needles and done in the correct order. So as long as you're using a superior a Janome needle or organ needle, you'll be just fine. It's not really compatible with Smets needles because the eye is in a slightly different location. So if you are having issues with your needle threader, that very easily could be the case, as if you're using the wrong needles. There's also the automatic presser foot lifter, which is a little button right here in the front that will automatically raise and lower your presser foot lifter, so you don't have to manually raise or lower it. But you do have the option, once you've electronically lowered it, you do have the manual option of raising and lowering it to get to manipulate your fabric in the perfect spot. So having both of those options is really great to have. And then next we have auto pivot, which is one of my favorite features. It is a fantastic feature to have because what it is as I'm sewing along and I want to turn, or let's say I'm doing an applique and I want to curve around that applique, it's going to stop with my needle in the down position, lift my foot up, and it will allow me to pivot my fabric in any direction that I may need it to go into. So it is perfect for chain piecing, curve piecing, applique, quilting, you name it. Auto pivot is a fantastic feature to have. And again, that's when it lifts your foot up, it keeps your needle down, and you can move it in whatever direction you want. So if you don't have that on your machine, you're going to absolutely love that. Next, we have variable zigzag, which is a Janome exclusive feature. And it is fantastic for all of you art quilters out there, or for anyone who likes to add a little bit of texture to your projects. What it does is you use your knee lift, and as you put pressure on your knee lift, it is going to change the width of your zigzag as you're sewing. So you can do some really cool textures along landscapes, or even do faux embroidery and make flowers. You can do some really cool stuff with this. Your creativity really is the only limit with this. You can do some really awesome stuff. And it's a really underused feature, I believe, in the Janome world, is using that variable zigzag, because it's really fun. I've done some really cool stuff with that. Next, we have a top loading bobbin right here in the front.
Marianne?
Yeah.
That knee lift comes with a machine, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And I have a lot of people that don't know what that that knee lift is all about. They look at it and they go, "What is this thing for?" So, just a little bit of knowledge on what it looks like, and what I'll go get one. But there's a lot of things that it can be used for, but it does come with a machine on the knee lift.
Yeah, so like it can be used for a variety of different things. So definitely you need it for the variable zigzag to give you that variation of your width of the zigzag as you're sewing. But then it also lifts your foot up when you're not doing variable zigzag. So instead of having to use your presser foot lifter or your manual on the left on the back, you can just use that knee lift and it will lift your presser foot lifter up.
It becomes your third hand.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. So after variable, we're doing the top loading bobbin. So we've got our top loading bobbin right in the front here, which is really great because it has a clear case on the top, which allows you to see when you're running out of bobbin. But not only do you have the ability to see when you're running out of bobbin, it also has a bobbin sensor on it. So it will tell you when you're running low, so you don't have to ever worry about running out of bobbin. You do also have the option of setting how much thread you want left on your bobbin, so you can sew really close and just only have like a yard left, a yard or two left on that bobbin, so you can really use all of that extra thread that you have, but without the fear of running out of it in the middle of your project. Next, we have ruler work, which is one of the most popular things that's going on right now. Ruler work's super popular, and this comes with your ruler work foot, so you can do ruler work with this, and it's all ready to go, and it's a really fun feature to have. I've been doing a lot of ruler work recently, and I've been really enjoying it, and I think you guys will too. Next, we have our soft cover, which is right here. This is a little dust cover. It's canvas with embroidered Janome on the front for storage or transportation, just to protect it while you're moving. It's a great little cover, and I think it's really sleek looking. Next, we have our resume mode or favorite stitch and favorite stitch. These are two of my favorite features on this machine. And actually on a lot of our machines that have this, I love this feature just in general. So what resume mode is, let's say I'm doing an applique and I've changed my settings on my width and my stitch length to what I want for that particular project. I turn off my machine for the day, come back the next day, a month later, you name it, whenever. It's going to ask you if you want to resume your last stitch. And if you say yes, it's going to go back to the exact stitch that you were just at with those last settings that you were at without having to save those or write them down or do anything. It's all right there for you. So you never have to worry about what the last thing that you were doing. It's going to be there right there for you. So all you have to do is select yes, or actually it's okay. Select okay, and you are ready to go with whatever you were working on the day before. And favorite stitch is a fantastic feature to have, because what it does is it allows you to customize any stitch within your machine to your favorite settings. So let's use 1/4 inch for an example. So everyone sews 1/4 inch stitches a little bit differently, and you'll know that if you've ever worked on a quilt with someone else. Your 1/4 inches are going to be a little bit different even if you worked on the same machine, because everybody sews a little bit differently, and that's totally fine. But the default may not work for you or may not work for me. So I may need to move my needle over to the right or to the left depending on how I sew, I can save that into my machine. So every time I go to my 1/4 inch stitch, it has the appropriate needle position, has the appropriate stitch length for what I like. And you do also have the ability to override that as many times as you want, as well as you never lose the default settings as well. Those default settings will always be there, so you never have to worry about whatever those original settings were and losing those. They're always there, and you just have to hit DFT, and that will go back to your default. Next, we have auto feed dog drops, so you don't have to worry about dropping those feed dogs when you're doing free motion quilting. It's going to automatically drop your feed dogs for you, which is a great feature to have. And then last but not least, we have some promotions that I want to go over. So there's a little trolley that you're going to get with this promotional that's happening right now, which I believe is a $450 value, which is this great little trolley. I unfortunately don't have that to show you, but I do have all of the other promotional stuff going on that I can show you. So first on the promotional is the extension table, which is right here. So I'm lifting it up so you can kind of see where the machine and the extension table connect. So it's right here, and this is a fantastic extension table. This is my favorite extension table that we make. It folds down very easily, as well as it has a drawer in the front here for extra storage. So that could be for your accessories, it could be for candy. No one's gonna, I won't tell, no judgment. You can put whatever you want in this drawer, and it's right there, easy access, and it's really convenient to have. And it is flush with your flat bed of the machine, and it's really easy to work with. Next, we have a magnifier set, which is right here. It comes with several different magnifying values, which have different settings. So it connects to the front of your machine right here, swivels to the front, and you can just push it to the back when you're no longer using it. So you can just put that magnet right there in the front, push it to the side when you're no longer using it, and then swivel it back to the front when you need to look at something much closer without having to grab your glasses. They'll be right there in front. You do also get this great storage container for accessories. So all of those 40 accessories, plus you get 3 more accessories that are awesome, that are really exciting, that I'm going to tell you about. First, we have the HP foot and plate, which is kind of a cult classic. It gives you a perfect scant 1/4 inch, and it basically tricks a non-straight stitch machine to act like a straight stitch. So what that does is when you have a top loading bobbin, it is going to, your thread has to move all the way over to the right in order to go up and sew on the right. But with your HP foot and plate, it just goes straight up, which gives you a perfect straight stitch. And anyone who uses it absolutely loves it. We came out with it a couple years ago, and we've been adding it to a lot of our machines, and people just love this foot. It's one of those things, once you try it, you're never going to want to go back. And then last but certainly not least is your AccuFeed foot, which is your more advanced version of a walking foot. So when you're working with multiple layers or quilting, your AccuFeed is going to be absolutely perfect for that. And those are all of the promotional bundle that we have. I'm not exactly sure what the value of it is, but it's a lot, because I know the extension table itself is pretty pricey. So you're going to get tons of stuff. Everything that you're going to need to get started is right here with the machine that's going to come with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk to the front, and I'm going to move my camera closer to the machine so we can look at the screen, because there's a few things I want to point out to you. All right, so bear with me for a second. I'm going to have to move the camera. Let's wake her back up. All right, so now that we've zoomed in here and gotten a little closer, I want to point out that stitch plate changer that I had mentioned. So when you select the lock button, all you have to do is select this button right here. It's going to lift the foot up and lift that stitch plate.
No more screws.
No more screws. And then now it's so much easier to clean your machine, which it looks like I actually need to clean this machine. Don't tell anyone.
That's
Do
an
what I
easy way
say,
to
not
get
as I
to-
do.
An easy way to get to doing the oiling of the machine too.
Yes, there's a lot less excuses with this quick release stitch plate.
For sure. I love it.
And then you just unlock it, and then you are ready to move on to whatever your next thing is. So I did want to show you sewing applications here. So this is your sewing applications, which is that t-shirt icon. And there are different categories within the sewing applications. We have our sewing, our quilting, and then our optional or different accessories that are optional. So if you want to go into quilting, this is where you have ruler work, and that shows you the appropriate foot that you want to use. It has medium and light, which refers to the thickness of your batting. And it's automatically going to drop your feed dogs, so you no longer have to worry about dropping your feed dogs. Let's go back to sewing applications. And we could go into sewing, which I had mentioned the blind hem. Let's just select that blind hem. And it's going to ask me if I want woven or stretch. I can select stretch. It shows me I want my G foot. And then it also shows my appropriate stitch that I want to use for stretch fabric, and has all of my default settings right here. So it's very easy to navigate. And then if you want to go back to your sewing applications, you just select the t-shirt again, and it's going to go to my main page, which is that sewing within the sewing applications. And then we can just X out of that. One thing I did want to point out here is on this machine, anytime there is a 1 dash another number, that means there's more than one page. So you can keep scrolling until you get to the end, but there's 3 pages here. So you can go ahead and scroll until you find what you're looking for. So if you don't see what you're looking for, don't forget to look at that number to see if there's more than one page on here. Now let's go back to our utility stitches, which is sort of our home page in a sense. And then I want to show you how to select a decorative stitch, because there's several ways you can select a decorative stitch. So first, I've got one of 41 pages. I could just scroll and it's going to show me all of my decorative stitches here. Or I could go to my decorative stitch icon and it's going to show me all of my categories here. So I have 2 pages in my decorative stitches. And then we can X out of that. And then I'm going to go back, scroll back up. And I want to show you this piece, this icon that kind of looks like a piece of paper. We're going to select that. And then this shows me all of my decorative stitches at once. So then I can just scroll down and see all of my decorative stitches that way as well. So you can see some really cool decorative stitches in here. I really love these. These stitch out really thick and give a really nice bold decorative stitch. It's really, really cool. And then you can just X out of that. And then you are back at your home page. And this shows you your utilities, your buttonholes, your decorative stitches, the alphabets that we went over. Or here, let's actually, you can see all the different fonts that are built into the machine. As well as next we have our tapering function, which allows you to edit the beginning and the end of your decorative stitch, the angle of it, so you can make like little points at the beginning and points at the end. So you can do some fun like starburst or stars, snowflakes. You can do some really cool decorative stitches that way. And then we already went over the sewing applications. And then we have some settings here on the side that kind of just go over the settings of the machine, as far as the buzzer sound, the brightness of the screen, all kinds of stuff like that, inches. And again, we've got more than one page here, so we could just scroll through until we get all the different settings. And then we can just X out of that. So that's been just like a quick little overview of the machine. So let's zoom back out here. And oops, pass it back to you guys because I've kind of gone over everything, I think.
Well, I love it.
Yeah.
I am ready to go out there and play.
Yeah, I love it too. One of the many things I like about Janome is the feet that they give you. They are very, very, they give you just about everything that you need in there when you buy the machine initially.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have other feet and other things too that you can add on. But when you select one of the stitches, it'll tell you what foot to use, and that foot's generally already going to be in the box for you. So
I love that.
Yeah. But it does also have in that sewing applications all of the optional accessories too. So you can see some of the options that are out there, which is really nice.
Yeah, this is a great machine.
Yeah, and I love the dual feed system that it has in it too. So
Me too.
it's just very powerful.
It just gives you a beautiful stitch.
I know we have the dual feed, and one of the things that I use is the single walking foot or dual feed that it has, and I use that on because I make tortilla warmers, and the binding is very narrow. So when I go to put the binding in there, and also because it has, as narrow as it is, it has a 9mm opening for decorative stitches, and it's just really easy to use that. So I really enjoy using that one.
That one, the single one is not a standard accessory in here, but it is compatible. So if you had that with a different machine, you could easily use that on here as well, or purchase it separately.
That's cool. Love it. And then you also have, what is that plate that you can also get?
I brought out the Elta Glide needle plate, and it comes with a foot also. That's really nice. I have a lot of people that come in that are bag makers, and they really like to use that plate.
Yeah, that's great for all the vinyl that people like to sew bags with.
It just makes it easier for it to travel in the throat of the machine.
For sure.
So, yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that you can do with this. That single one, you can get the zipper foot attachment, because on the dual feed you can change those. You can pull out one and put in another one. If you want to do stitch in the ditch or your 1/4-inch foot and using your dual feed. So there's a lot of options there too.
Yeah, there's just, for right now, you just get the standard one, but like you mentioned, the bottom comes apart and you can get replacements for these. And that stitch in the ditch in the 1/4-inch one, I use the 1/4-inch for piecing a lot, or attaching bindings. And it's a great way of attaching bindings, or really just piecing too. It just beads your fabric really nicely.
Does this machine come with the straight stitch plate also, besides the general plate?
I believe so, and I don't have it out here, but I thought it did. Yes, I believe it does.
Yeah, I like that one because that's different than a lot of other straight stitch plates, because it has the ovals on each side, so that you can modify your 1/4-inch. And if it doesn't come with one, I'm pretty sure it does, but we can also get that for, additional for the machine. And yeah, there's just a lot that I love about the Janomes.
Oh yeah, they're so nice, and we have these in stock. Yes.
So do we have any questions out there?
Any questions that you'd like to ask Miriam?
Let's see.
I like how the screen is so user-friendly. That's really nice. That helps.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for those that those that don't like to wear the glasses.
The magnifier.
Magnifier set. Yep.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's really nice. It has the different, what do you call it? Magnifier.
Yeah, the different levels.
Lenses. Levels.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I like to use it for like anytime I'm doing decorative stitches, or like I sometimes like to do, I like to do triple stitch in the ditch, like with metallic thread or something like that on a quilt. And it adds just like a little bit of glimmer to it, but not too much. And using that magnifier is really great to be able to like really see exactly where you're going. So you're
Good.
really stitching in that ditch.
That's
Even
cool.
with that stitch in the ditch, it's just really nice to have that extra zoomed in sort of feature.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
great to know about the needles too, because I love Janome's needles.
I do too, yeah, especially the purple tip.
Mm-hmm. I use the blue a lot.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of quilting lately, so that's why I've been like why I love that purple tip.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
something else,
And so when you're doing the metallic threads that you mentioned, which needle do you use?
I use the purple tip a lot.
The purple?
Yeah,
Okay,
because it's
that's
got
good to know.
what makes the purple tip so special is it's a cobra high, so it has a wider eye opening, so
Mhm.
there's less friction on the thread itself. So that's why it's good for free motion quilting. I kind of think of it as like the fix-all needle. So if you're ever having issues with something, put a purple tip in. 9.5 times out of 10, it's going to work just beautifully.
Well, good to know.
Lots
Yeah.
of information.
Oh,
Oh my
yes.
goodness. I've learned a lot.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? No? No? Let's see. Yeah.
Everybody's stunned.
Yeah, I know. They're all impressed with this machine. Yes, I am too. I haven't played with it, but boy, am I going to now. Yeah.
I've had this machine for about a year, and we've had a good time together.
Oh, I bet. I didn't realize the screen was so easy to use.
Yeah, it's really user friendly, very easy to navigate.
Yeah, I find that. And the other nice feature on it is you can add that table onto it too. So extend it even further than it already is, even though it already has such a large space for quilting and garment sewing already. So that table really is very useful.
Yeah,
and for making the rope bowls. Yeah, that's really cool. Yes. Well, thank you, Miriam, for joining us today and sharing everything about this machine. You've sold me on it. I love it. And it's not just the color.
The color is really beautiful, but the machine itself is so great. It's a really durable, large machine, and it's just going to do whatever you need it to do, and you're going to be so happy with it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to go home and really study my sewing room and see if I can fit it in there.
There's a way.
Yes, there is. There really is. Well, thank you. We're going to show another video on the Janome with Sam. So if you would like to stay on, you're more than welcome. And after that, we'll do our drawing that we do for a $50 gift card.
So it's a thumbs up.
So yeah, that's part of our Thumbs Up Thursday that we do every week. So we'd love to have you stay on if you want, or if there's other things you have to do today, we understand.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me and letting me be a part of such a great event.
Yes. Thank you so
great.
much.
Thank you.
Yes, I loved it.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye. Okay, so now I guess we are going to go on to the video, and we're going to learn about this other Janome. So I'm excited. Oh, we do have a question? Yeah, my sister, she wanted to know, so she's so funny. She's playing on words. You mean she sewed you on it, sis. I've always loved Janome, but yes, I really like this one.
See. How easy to stitch between different types of stitches or adjust stitch length and width? Well, you have different ways that you can do it. When the machine is on, you can change that on the screen. But it also, let's see, this one, it has it on the screen. So it's very easy to use length and width, and you won't get confused with anything because it does change. And I think that's the...
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, and then you just go from, it's numbered, all the stitches are numbered at each screen. So, yeah.
And if you have that stitch, you can save it, right? In the memory?
You can
so
save
if
it
you can just go back and
into
click
your
on
favorites.
it. Yes. I love that. Yes, let's do that video.
My name is Sam. All right, we're set.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Sam. I'm an educator here with Janome. Today, we're going to talk about the 9410. This is a nice quilting and sewing machine. This machine has the 11-inch throat that you're seeing right here. Also, this machine has 300 decorative stitches, as you can see on the stitch chart up here. This is a 9mm machine, which means we have 91 needle position on the straight stitch. Right now, the machine's on a straight stitch, and for me to change the needle position, if I'll just push the plus key, you can see the needle moving to the right. If I push the left minus key, you can see the needle moving to the left on the screen and also on the machine itself. So we have 91 needle position on this machine. Not only that, we have a 5mm stitch length. To change the stitch length, we simply just hold the plus key, and when it goes to your 5mm stitch length, the machine beeps on you. You're looking at the stitch length on the screen. So this is a very easy machine to use. Also, if you look at this machine right here, in the front, let's go over the buttons. We have a reverse key, a tie off key, a needle up, needle down key, a automatic foot lifter. So when I push this button, you see the foot goes down. When I push it again, the foot goes back up. So that's a nice, handy feature to have. We also have a scissor key. So when I'm done sewing, the needle is down in the fabric. I hit my scissor key and it will cut both of my thread for me. And then I can just, after it cuts the thread, it brings the needle up automatically. Not only that, on this machine, we have what's called a start stop button. And on our machines, as a start stop button, it allows me to sew without the foot control. And then I also have a sliding bar here for my speed control for straight stitches or any of the stitches. This is my speed control for the machine. So let me show you how easy this machine is to run. Like I said, I don't have the foot control plugged in right now. So let me put this back on the straight stitch needle position just by touching on the standard stitch. I'm putting a piece of fabric underneath the foot. I simply push the start key, and you can see the machine will start sewing by itself. Now, the cool thing is, if I hold down on my start stop button, you see the needle sews very slowly. So when I get to the edge of my seam, I simply let go and the needle just stops. And when I'm done, I can hit the scissor key. It'll cut both of my thread for me and bring the needle out. And there is my stitch. Isn't that a lovely stitch? There's the back and there's the front. This machine does have a free arm. This extension table right here on the machine comes off, and I have a free arm right here. Not only that, this machine comes with two different plates. It comes with a standard plate and this what we call a single hole plate. The single hole plate allows you to use the left, the center, or the right needle position. So you can use any of those positions with the single hole plate. Now, what's so nice about this plate is, if you notice, there's no screws on my throat plate at all. And so to change the plate, I simply, on the front right here of my machine, there's a lever. I'm going to push down on this lever. It pops the throat plate up. I simply take this out, and now I can put my single hole plate on the machine and snap it down. And now I'm ready to do my straight stitch stitching. Now these plates have sensor on it. The machine just noticed that I have changed the straight stitch needle plate. So it tells me that I have the straight stitch needle plate on the machine. So what I'm going to do is touch the X to get out. And if you notice, all I have now are my straight stitches showing. It won't allow me to select any zigzag stitch. So you can kind of say this is a kind of a smart machine. It won't let me damage the plate or hurt my machine. So let's change it back to a zigzag plate. Here we go. I simply push down the lever, raise up the throat plate. I have an extra high lift in the back. I can remove the plate and put the new one in with just a snap, just like that. And again, I get another message on my machine saying make sure the proper pressure foot is attached. Touch the X, and there's all my stitches again. Now, isn't that easy? Talking about that, this machine on the front, this little table, we also have 2 extra compartments for you to store your accessories that comes with the machine. There's compartments on the front and also a compartment in the back. And down here in the front, there's also a compartment for you to store your throat plate. So that way, if you need to take this machine to class and everything can be stored in here, put back in the machine, and take with you to class. Isn't that great? The other thing I love about this machine is we have a semi-automatic needle threader. And let me show you how easy that is to thread this machine. I've just unthreaded the needle. I thread my machine according to the diagram on top. It threads like most any other machine that Janome sells, that we sell. After we thread through 5, through right here, there's a picture right here telling me to go through 7, which is this right here. And then 8 is this little guide right here, right in front of the needle. There's a little hole right here. I just need to make sure every time I thread my machine, I pull that thread underneath this little hole. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure the needle is the correct needle position. If the needle's not in the correct position or this thread is not through this hole, we won't ever get the needle threaded. So what we're going to do is we'll hit the needle up, needle down button twice. That one, it puts it at the correct height. I bring the thread up between this little thread guide right here, follow the arrow up, and I'm cutting my extra thread tail off. I simply come up here to the side where the lever is, pull down on the lever, push down all the way forward, and there it is. My needle is threaded. You see that? Simple, perfect threading every time. Just make sure you have your needle in the correct position. Now, let's talk about some of the stuff that comes with this machine. You get a very intuitive instruction manual that comes with the 9110. Not only that, you get a foot control. Like I said, I didn't have mine plugged in. You have some large spool cap. You have a darning foot for if you need to repair those jeans or anything that you need to repair. You have a darning foot. You have a small spool cap, some specialty spool caps right here. You have your buttonhole for those of you who make garments. You have a buttonhole maker here. It's an automatic buttonhole maker, and you also have a stabilizer plate. And what that does is if you're doing anything thin, you put your fabric between the stabilizer plate. It holds the fabric in place. So when you're making it, you get a perfect buttonholes every time. You also get a couple of free motion quilting foot. Right here, I have my closed toe. Right here, this is your closed toe free motion quilting foot. You get an echo quilting foot. This allows you to use your zigzag stitch for echo quilting. And you also have right here, this is the open toe foot. Then you get a button sewing foot. So you can sew on a button. You get your decorative stitch foot. This you get one is a closed toe, one's for an open toe. Now, some people like to use the open toe foot for doing applique and things like that. Not only that, for quilting, it does come with a ruler work foot, so it allows you to do ruler work. And this is a high shank ruler foot, and our ruler foot itself in the back, you can see it's a 1/4 inch thick. The base is a 1/4 inch thick, which means it allows you to use high shank, low shank rulers, and you can also use some long arm rulers because the height of our foot. Isn't that great? It also comes with your overcast foot, your blind Tim foot, a very narrow zipper foot. And what I love about this zipper foot is it also has a hole, as you can see, right here in the center. You would adjust your needle to the left or the right to sew a zipper down. If you need to use the center or the center position, or if you forget to change your needle position and you actually put the needle down, you don't end up poking the hole, breaking your needle, because there's no hole here. So we have that as a safety precaution. The other one, you have a rolled hem foot when doing rolled hem, and you do get a 1/4 inch foot with the guide right here. Now, one thing I love about our 1/4 inch foot is on the side right here. I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. What I love about this 1/4 inch foot is from the flange right here to this guide right front, that is a 1/4 inch. So from your needle position will be right here on the right hand side. From that side to the flange is a 1/4 inch. If you need another 1/4 inch, and this is your needle position, this will give you an extra 1/4 inch to the left, right here in the back. I know it's hard to see. Right here, this is a 1/4 inch. This is your needle drop position. Behind it, you have a 1/4 inch marking. So if you need to stop when you're sewing a 1/4 inch from the end of your block or your seam, you have a 1/4 inch right there, and you have a 1/4 inch in the front. So there is 1/4 inch marking on a 1/4 inch foot. Isn't that great? I just love it. You also get a little brush for cleaning your machine, a seam ripper, a screwdriver, a secondary spool pin that allows you to do twin needle work, and a shank button for elevation thing for sewing on shank button. You do get a quilting bar guide that attaches to the ankle. So that way, if you need to do channel quilting, you do have a thread guide, and you also have some clear bobbins. Now, these accessories I just talked about, these are the standard accessories that comes with the machine. But another great thing for right now, what they are offering you is the bonus package that isn't available every day. This is only for you guys watching this live stream right now. You get a trolley that you can put the machine on, and this is the trolley right here. It has a zipper in the front for you to put stuff in. The trolley right here for you to put stuff in the front. There's a lip right here in the front, and you also have a strap. And what this is for the extension table. Okay, and then the bag will open up all the way down. There's 2 sides to it. And what I love about this bag is when you open it, it opens all the way down flat to make it easy to put your machine in. Okay, you see there's a strap right here that you put through the free arm of your machine, through the arm of the machine to hold it in place. So when you're using it or taking it to classes with you, you don't have to worry about the machine rolling around. There's also another zipper bag here for your accessories right here. So this is a wonderful trolley to have. Now, let me just zip this up. Now, put this down. This is the bonus package that you get. So let me show you what's in the bonus package. In the bonus package, you get this nice case. It opens up. It gives you more storage space for put your accessories in. And you have a room on the top for your bobbins and things like that. On the top, you have more spaces for your feet, or if you purchase extra feet, they can go into here also. And you also get this nice big extra wide extension table. As you can see, this extension table, when you take this out of your machine, this would actually fit right here. I just don't have the legs attached to the machine. And by the way, this is the machine cover. That's a standard accessory. If I had the legs attached, this would be sitting right here. So it gives you a nice big space when you're sewing or quilting, especially when you try to quilt that big quilt. This gives you a nice extension table right here. Now, as I was talking earlier about the trolley with the strap, this allows you to put the table on the front lip of the trolley, and then the safety strap will come across the top. So you can take the table with you and actually put it in this way with the legs sticking out towards you. So you don't have to worry about, the legs trying to get the legs on. So you just flip it around, put it in the trolley, and you are good to go. Take the machine to class. Now here's the legs. It comes with a table. A couple of more things that they're giving you. This machine comes with what we call the AccuFeed system. The AccuFeed system is actually what most people refer to as a walking foot. Let me take this out of the package so you guys can see it. You see this? These two fingers right back here acts like your walking foot, except this actually attaches to the shaft of the machine. This will hook up to the back, and when it's sewing, it pulls the fabric from the top and the bottom. And not only do you get this as your standard VD foot, they are giving you the dual feet open toe twin open toe foot also. They call it a twin because you have two fingers right here. So they call it the twin. Now to change the foot out, you simply just push on it and the foot comes off, and you will just put the other ones back on. And the foot itself, there's little pins in the front. You simply line up these pointed areas right here to those two little notches, push it forward, and you just change the foot. It's just that simple. Now, the other thing they're giving you is this. This is the professional grade high performance foot, HP. What this plate is, you have a single hole in the left needle position. And you can see right here, you have a real skinny quarter-inch foot also. This is a scant quarter-inch. The needle comes down the middle. It gives you a scant quarter-inch in the left, or you can use the right side of the foot. So you have a scant quarter-inch. And there's a sensor on this plate. So when you put this plate on, it automatically moves your needle to the left needle position. So with this foot, you are using the left needle position instead of the right. Now, why they call it professional grade? Because when you use this foot and plate, the system, the way the thread picks up is a lot nicer in the left needle position versus the right needle position. So that's why they call it the professional grade foot. So they're giving you all this as a bonus right now with the purchase of the 9410 machine. So let's come back over here. Let's talk about this machine some more. One thing I like to show is up here. If you look, there's a room for my stylus up here.
All right, you're good to go.
Okay, let's talk about this machine right here. Now, looking at these decorative stitches, all the stitches on my stitch chart up here, all 300 of them, can be mirror image from left to right. The ones that's in blue, like these ones right here, these can be mirror image upside down. And right here, you have a little cheat sheet, as you want to call it. It tells you that ones in blue can be a horizontal mirror. So you can mirror image horizontally, okay? You also have some letters. And remember, this is a sewing only machine. So you do have some fonts available for you. Right here, it talks about the professional grade needle plate. That's the HP plate that I just talked to you about. This is all these stitches. As you notice, these are straight stitches. They're all using the straight stitch needle plate, and that's what they're made for. You're not going to be able to use your zigzag stitches on your straight stitch needle plate. So let me show you how we can mirror image these stitches and how easy it is on this machine. On this machine, when we're doing decorative stitches, I simply come up here to the little scroll bar. I touch this. It brings up a sub menu. And right here, it's showing me I have 3 pages of stitches to look at. Now, these categories are here on my screen coincide with the categories that's on top of the machine. So I can flip through here and look at the stitches. Now there's 2 ways I can look at stitches. I have the lifestyle here. If I select the icon, I see the first 10 stitch on here. But if you look on the machine right here, I have 14 different lifestyle stitches. So I can do it 2 ways. One way is I can page over by using these 2 arrows on the bottom. I can page over to see the next row of decorative stitches, or right here, I have this is my stitch chart on the machine. If I touch this page right here, it'll show me not only all my lifestyle stitches, but some of the previous category, which is the animals right here. And there's only 3 of them. You can see it on my screen. Okay. Go ahead. Right now, as you can see, I'm in the lifestyle stitches. This is page 2 of 2. There's different ways I can look at all the stitches. I can touch this page key right here, and it will show me all my stitches that's available. This is showing me my previous category, and down here is showing you all the lifestyle stitches right here. Just like I can look at it here, or I can look at on my stitch chart on the lid of the machine. If I want the particular stitch, all I have to do is simply touch the picture on the stitch chart and it brings me to my screen. I don't have to close the screen. So it's just that easy to use. Now up here, I want you to show you, this is a hard stitch to show you how you can mirror images. So I'm going to pick something else like the car. And like here, as you can see, I can see the cars right here going where the front of a car is facing up. I can mirror image it by touching the horizontal mirror. And now you can see where the car just flipped its direction. I can also mirror image it vertically by touching the vertical mirror imaging key. And again, I can mirror image it several different ways. I can combine my designs simply by touching this button right here. This is my pattern combine key. When I touch that, my screen goes blank. Now I can start adding stitches by simply touching any design on my screen. I'm not stuck to this page. If I want this stitch from a different page, I simply go back up to the decorative button, go and select a different category. For example, if I want something in the words, I can select the words and just continue adding. If I want to add my own font, like if say I'm making my own quilt label, I can come up here to the lettering section, the 2 uppercase A, and I have all these different letterings available to me. And I have some symbols also. I think most of us will be using these up here. I don't think that many of us will be using Japanese letters or Cyrillic letters. So my block is probably my favorite. And as you can see, there's my letterings. My name is Sam, so I can just touch my letter. There's my S. and it's showing you how it's going to stitch out on my display window. To go from uppercase to lowercase, I simply touch the A, the lowercase, and then all my letters go to lowercase. And I continue to add my name. At the end of my name, if I want to put a space, I can simply touch one of the three squares down here on the bottom. It puts a space in. Now, if I want to go back and see what all I have added to the combination, up here I have a magnifier. I touch this magnifier right here, and it shows me everything that I have combined in the way it would stitch out right here. That's how it would stitch out. Doesn't look that great because the way the sewing and all this is connected. So if I want to go back and make more edits, I simply close the preview window. I have a cursor right here that's highlighted in blue. These arrows right here on the bottom will move my cursor. So this way, before my name, I want to put a space here. I can simply come here, touch the square, and it just inserted a space. Just like if you were doing a word processing or on your computer typing letter, you want to touch your space bar and put a space in. It's just that simple. Okay. So or I can come up, keep moving up right here, and you can see this goes back to the beginning. So let's say I want to delete a pattern or something. I can simply turn it, the icon blue, the little designs in blue. That's the one I'm highlighting. Touch the trash can, and I just deleted that design. So it's a very simple to use machine. So I think my time's about up. I hope you guys enjoyed this little go through about this machine here. And like I said, this is a wonderful machine. They are giving you a wonderful accessory bonus package that you would normally get with this machine. So I hope you take advantage of it. And they'll give you the pricing and all the information that you need. And thank you for joining me today. We'll see you next time.
Oh, okay, we're
Yeah.
back live now.
My goodness. I think any machine that we have, we never get to see everything it does. And this, it even taught me some things, even though Janomes, I really get into the Janomes and I own Janomes. But wow,
I know.
That was exciting.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of information.
My head is spinning with ideas.
Oh, well, you couldn't see us. She was hugging on one of these machines.
I was. But what a great bundle with the 9410. Ah, I love that trolley. And Caroline, it will not fit your M7. I'm sorry. But if you love that trolley so much, you can come on in, purchase this machine, and you will
We'll
get it.
give it to you.
Just saying, Caroline.
We love you, Caroline.
Yes. So we do have the two-door trolleys that will fit
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
M
M7s,
machines.
M8s. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the show today and learned lots of things like we did.
Oh,
These
my
are
goodness.
amazing machines. It's nice to be able to show these on our Thumbs Up Thursday because not a lot of people realize what all these machines will do nowadays.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I get
That's
people
for
in here
sure.
all the time that are just blown away. So come in and see us and check out these machines or call us on the phone. And so our
Oh, the
pricing today for that 9410 is
$32.99. The MSRP on it is $49.99. So this is a really good deal, especially with all the extras that come with it. I
Yeah.
am blown away on that. You really get a lot.
that's a good deal.
You have a really nice bundle.
Mhm.
So that that case, was that a thread? A travel case.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
travel case.
The travel case is
Mhm.
really nice, and all the extras that come with it. So, and Janome again is very generous with everything that they give you. But man, now you're going to get even more. So
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. This is really a good deal.
Yeah, it is. The MSRP on that one is like $7,000. So that's a great
$7,000.
deal.
Mhm.
Yes. So come on in and we'll help you with this machine. And then we also have some of our feet on sale.
Mhm. Oh yeah, we actually the Janome feet. Well, it has the AccuFoot. The 9mm is $44.99. AccuFeed zipper foot single. That was new to me.
Oh, that's
but it's
cool.
pretty cool. And that's
Yeah.
$29.99. And the rolled hem foot, which I think that's the 6 millimeter. That one doesn't generally come with a machine, so they're giving that a special as $29.99. So those are all really awesome
Yeah, good
feet
deals.
to go with it.
Mhm. Yep.
And then the Ultra Glide.
Yes.
The Ultra Glide plate and foot set, we kind of mentioned that as far as for bags or for things that like vinyl
Mhm.
things that you might have a problem getting that through. It just makes it easy, and it does glide, and,
Yeah.
and the foot comes with it too. And that is normally $89.99, but it's $83.99 today.
Cool. So you've got some good deals today.
Oh,
And,
look at
and look, my favorite needles are on special. The Janome
Oh.
Blue Tips for $6.99.
Don't buy them all, Barbie, because I use them too, and I need them.
Yeah. Well, I'm also going to stock up on some of those purple ones too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we learned some
That-
stuff on
yes.
that today.
And our bobbins are on sale for the Janomes. They're
What else do we have?
$6.99. Yeah, I love it. I like Thumbs Up Thursday because we always have great deals.
Are we ready for the word of the day?
Oh, you kept that a secret.
Did.
Oh my gosh,
Ah.
yes. What is the word of the day?
Word of the day today is going to be
Got a drum roll.
One moment.
Yeah.
Drum roll, please.
Horizon.
Horizon.
Capital H, lowercase Orizon. So get that typed in so you can enter.
I love this. I get to watch the
Yeah.
entries just start to.
Yes, I know. We're not muted, are we? Okay, so while everybody is typing in, I always have a story. So this morning, my sister calls and she's telling us she's got a story for us that is going to make us pee our pants. My sister is so crazy. If you know me, she's like 10 of me. She's just crazy.
Mhm.
So she lives up near Three Rivers. So they have rattlesnakes up there on the property. And she's had 2 garden snakes in the house this year. Well, she was out cleaning her cow pen and she looks over to the right, and down in the dirt, there is a snake. I didn't need to hear that because now I don't want to go see her. But the snake is laying there. So she got on her phone. She called her neighbor and asked him if he wanted to come kill a rattlesnake. He says, I'll be right there. So he runs over there, gets the gun. They took some pictures of the snake before they killed it. Crazy. And then he shot it in the head. And he says, it's not moving. It's not moving. It's still. There's no blood. He goes, must be dead. Must have died a couple of days ago. So they go over to it. And I can't remember which one picked it up by
Your
the
sister.
tail.
Yours.
Was it my sister?
Mhm.
Okay, my sister picks this snake up by the tail because they know it's dead. And they hold it up. And it is my nephew's rubber snake. They shot a rubber snake.
Didn't know it was-
These are people that live up here that deal with rattlesnakes, and they couldn't tell the difference. I'm a little nervous, but I just had to share that story with you today. So we have 40 entries for our
40.
$50 gift card. Let's do the drawing.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yes.
Roll in.
I love seeing everybody's names.
Oh, I love the pictures
Yes.
too. Yeah. Make sure you have that on there.
Caroline!
Caroline,
You are the winner.
woo!
That is so funny. Hey, so that $50 that you just won, you can come in and put it down on your 9410 and get that trolley that is in that bundle. So heck of a deal. We'll be waiting for you, Caroline.
Congratulations, Caroline.
Yes.
Woohoo, that's cool.
It is cool. Well, I hope you really enjoyed today and that you learned a lot. Maybe if you already own these machines, you've learned something you didn't know. And
Well,
if you want to learn more, come see us.
Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
letting me tag along today.
Well,
Dawn.
yes, I love it. I have somebody to pick on what goes
Yeah.
on behind the scenes. But yes, we are so glad that you came and shared our Thumbs Up Thursday with us today. And I hope we'll get to see you next Thursday also. But thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations, Caroline. And we will see you next Thursday.
Call us or come on in.
Yes.
Bye.